They both go over your head. No, they both go over your head, but one goes down and one goes up. Yeah, so put both yellow over your head first.
Okay, President Wong.
Okay, we're reconvening to our regular meeting. Closed session report. The board approved the settlement agreement for closed session items 2022-3. The vote was 5-0 in favor. All right, patriotic exercise. Who would like to do that tonight? Eva, you rose your hand?
Sure.
Okay. Trustee Sarfano.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're gonna get a picture of the board president.
We'll send it to you free.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Reed? Here. Trustee Sarfano?
Here.
Trustee Mudd? Here. Trustee Kendall? Here. Trustee Wong? Here. All right. Approval of tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes from December 14, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for December 14, 2021.
Second. Trustee Mudd seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 10, public statements related to agenda items. At the discretion of the Board of Trustees, the public may address the board on non-agenda topics and or agenda items. If you choose to make a public statement, you must be present at the meeting and complete the blue request to address the Board of Trustees form and provide to the superintendent's assistant. Please note that comments are limited to 3 minutes. The board president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation, depending upon the topic and number of persons wishing to be heard. If your comment is on an item that is not on the agenda, then you will be asked to speak during the public statements related to non-agenda topics at the end of the meeting. If your comment is on an item that is on the agenda, then you will be called on to speak at the time the agenda item. All right. Item 11, union statement. PEA, is there a PEA rep?
We do not have one this evening.
Okay. Statement of principle. You're up.
So good evening. Thank you for having me. I basically am speaking for all the principals that we've been very busy with very focused on COVID and close contacts. And it has been a pretty tedious process. I just got great news from Ms. Sutherland about our close contact will be more straightforward, but we'll be testing more kids in the process, but it's a win. It's a win of principal's time for sure. We're also excited about the executive order that the governor put into place to hire substitutes through March of 2022. And if you are listening at home and you have a day or 2 days or more, please call Allison Bell at the district office and get signed up as a substitute because we need them desperately. I think I speak for all the principals, myself, my assistant principals, all the elementary principals have been in classrooms a lot since we've been back from the winter break. And it's definitely hard to balance all the demands to do that. I just also heard today, we're very excited that Principal Lisa Booth will be coming back on Valentine's Day. So we're very excited to have her back. And then I just wanted to share a little bit about BIS and that we have been working on a positive behavior and intervention support program called #Trojan Pride. And students, we look for students doing good stuff for each other, for school, and the teachers all have them. Campus supervisors have them, and and we basically collect them, and then we've been recognizing about 10 students a week. But I think we have to up that to about 25 students a week because we're getting so many. And so we can recognize them. And we just got our Trojan Pride keychains because they to put on their backpacks. And so we're excited. I think the kids are excited. It's in a slideshow at the beginning of Trojan time with their names, and then they come to the office and pick up their prizes, and they're really excited. But we're seeing a lot less trash, a lot more helping each other. Also, our students in action are doing things to intensive or basically have an eye on garbage and things like that. So they're also doing a drawing to try to incentivize our kids to take responsibility for our campus. So it's really been exciting to watch, and kids are excited to be recognized in front of their peers, and so we're excited. And I just, again, want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Principal Gilbert.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, statement of the superintendent.
Thank you, President Wong. I'm going to be very brief. So I just wanted to thank the community and all of the staff, teachers, principals. It's been a really, really, what I think Gilbert called it, tedious time with a lot of morning angst, early mornings, lots of testing. And we've gotten a lot of assistance from our parent community. But most of it has fallen to our teachers and staff, and it's been a really, really heavy lift. And I just want to thank everybody. It's nice to see that in these really tough times that we need to come together and that we can do it successfully to keep our schools open, and we have done that. And so I'm really proud, and I hope everybody is proud of their school community and parents. If you are there in the morning watching your children being tested, or pleased that the schools have stayed open so well in our community this year, please just say thank you to the principal or the teacher or the staff member that you see. And that means a lot. It goes really a long way. So thank you all.
All right, now we're going to move on to statements of board members. Elizabeth.
I would also like to say thank you to our district. I know it's just an incredible hard job they're doing, and thank you to all the students who are pulling through, and just the whole community. And other than that, I do not.
Okay, thank you. Lisa?
I just wanted to echo that thank you as well. I had the opportunity to be in some of the classrooms over the last 2 weeks, and it was incredibly inspiring to see all the hard work that the principals and the teachers and all of the district staff are doing. I was also there for many close contacts with my daughter getting tested, and saw all of you there at 7:45 in the morning and on the weekends. And it's been a really tireless effort, and it's just really been incredible to see our community and our district and our teachers and everyone come together to keep our schools open and safe and healthy. And it's been really tiresome, and I want to acknowledge that and appreciate all of the hard work that everybody from the district, teachers and parents at home, and the kids too have done. And then I also just wanted to mention that on the agenda later, I know that for the consent agenda, but the chart walls is on there every month, and wanted to note that I know there's been a lot of conversation around food waste and environment and what we can do to improve that. And I really appreciate that conversation is happening, and hope we can continue coming up with good problem solving. That's it. Keep up.
First, I just wanted to thank everybody, despite the cases, everything going on. I think a lot of people observe just real positivity and great effort trying to work through this current wave. I really appreciate that. And then secondly, as reported in the agenda, unfortunately, And I just want to say thank you to the community for the opportunity to serve you, and to everybody in the district, from the board members, Chris, Marla, Kristen, and all the rest of the staff, and of course the teachers and principals. It's been a great experience, and I learned a lot, and hopefully find other ways to do similarly.
You're still here next month, right?
As far as I know.
Okay. Just
One more-
making sure.
one more
Just
month.
making
month.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, Happy New Year. The last time we were together, it was 2021, and now it feels like it's 2020 again, so. Obviously echoing all of the things, I know it's been tough. It's interesting because we're in San Jose a lot for hockey and things like that, and just talking to families down there that are in other districts. They're just constantly saying, how are you guys doing it? How are you staying in school? How are you getting testing done? How are you getting all of the parents and the teachers to kind of be on board with all of that? And so it just makes you realize what a special community it is and how hard everyone's working. I know everyone's exhausted and kind of at their wit's end, but we are so thankful that we are in this place and that the kids are still in school, and we're still, in spite of everything else, they're learning. I know my first graders coming home, my fifth graders coming home, my seventh graders coming home, and they're still excited to be in school and they're learning new things. And so I know that everyone is working so hard to keep it as normal as possible under the circumstances. So a couple quick updates. I didn't make it to PTA Council today, but I do have a BCE update. The readathon is starting next week, which is a super fun event. It's a chance for families to get extended families involved, to get the kids reading, to get the classrooms involved. There's all kinds of fun prizes and classroom competitions and things like that. So that's all on the BCE website. Students are going to have fundraising pages this year. So it's just, the whole thing is really kind of an engagement and a really good opportunity to think about something else besides COVID for a week. The other thing is BCE is starting to recruit for their board next year. They have some new board roles, again, on the website for anyone that's interested. And their auction is still in the works. So they're still looking for experiences, sporting events, vacations, things like that. The gala is still on the schedule, but I think they're kind of like everyone, just waiting to see what's going to happen. So the hope is that the auction really brings in a lot of funds, and hopefully there's some things that people can utilize over the next year. And they are currently sitting at 1.5 million towards their 2.65 million goal, which is exciting, but they have a long way to go. So they're really hopeful that the readathon will be a big success. And then the other thing, similar to Trustee Sarpongo later in the evening on the agenda, I am also stepping off of the board after next month. Our family is moving, so I just wanted to thank everybody for the last 2 years because it's been super easy and really just tons of fun. But in reality, it's actually been a great opportunity to be part of the community. A few people have asked me, oh, you know, do you regret it? Has it been too hard? And I have to say, I'm really happy that I've been here. I've learned so much from so many people, and having the opportunity to be informed about what's going on and hopefully helping inform other people in the community in such uncertain times has been able to keep me from going crazy myself. And I've really enjoyed everybody that I've worked with, and I'm going to miss everybody. So yeah, I just want to say thank you.
You'll be here next month.
I'll be here next month too.
Just reminding you.
Yes, yes.
can't just
I'm not
walk out
done
the
yet.
door.
It's a multi-month process.
Okay.
It's just announced tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. So I was able to sub in today for Kate at the PTA Council meeting to give you a few updates that I learned there. The community engagement team and the green team committees are trying to collaborate on how they can reduce food waste, like Lisa was saying, and they're trying to increase the success of recycling. You know, it's a lot of education that the kids need in order to learn how to properly sort and, you know, make it a successful program. So it's definitely on everyone's mind, and they're working on it. Their parent engagement team is working on a tech talk. It's not it's sort of TBD right now, but they were recommending a program called Parent Venture, which I think is sponsored by the Peninsula Healthcare District, so it's free. Parent Venture has videos online that parents can access that apparently are quite useful, helpful for issues that come up, for parents, probably for children of all age levels. So take a look at that, Parent Venture. CDAC on March 8th, they are having the district behaviorist present on a topic called intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and when different types of motivation are appropriate. So that should be very interesting. That, of course, is open to anybody who would like to listen to that. And there, at the end, there was a good discussion about, in general, trying to build the cohesiveness of our school district as a whole, where we would like to see all the schools feel like they're all part of Burlingame School District, while also retaining their individual identity as school sites, but feeling first and foremost they are part of BSD and we're all together working for the benefit of all our students together. So, and that's it's a great goal, but there are little pieces to it that always need to grow and improve and evolve, and they're actively thinking about that right now, which is a very valuable endeavor. Okay. Item 15 of board communication.
Excuse me, trustees, there is attached for your review and for public review a piece of communication from CSEA, which is specific to action being considered for the district, making sure that we recognize Juneteenth were employees that were on payroll their 12 months prior to us having taken action on it. What does that mean? It was declared a holiday, and we adopted it as a district holiday at the following meeting. However, 12-month employees, CSEA feels should be compensated for having missed out on it, even though we didn't have time to act. And that is actually corrected on this evening's consent agenda with the approval of trustees to correct that.
Questions about that? All right. Item 16 is the consent agenda. It's a pretty long consent agenda. Does anybody have anything? Say about anything that's listed there? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Or you're gonna say.
Well, no, so I don't know the technicality. Can I ask a question about something that isn't really?
So if you move and second, then you can ask questions. If you'd like.
So if I need to pull something off the agenda, it's not, I can,
So you
I'll hold
can,
it.
you can second and then ask questions, or you can actually ask to pull something off.
I don't need to put it off. It's just a question.
So first, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
There's a motion. I would like to make a motion. to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I would like to second.
Okay, and are there any questions?
Is IB 10 going to be teaching in person or by Zoom?
Our hope is that it will be in person. It will depend upon all of the information we need to have with schools and changes classes and stuff. IB 10 is our
Yeah.
3D for 5th grade at all 6 sites.
And she's supposed to be amazing.
She is amazing.
That's it.
Okay, so any more questions about the consent agenda? No? All right. So we have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, our item 17, education, district equity and diversity update.
Yes, so tonight's JEDI presentation is actually going to get pushed to February. We presented it at the JEDI work group last week, I believe. Kimberly were there. And there were great questions that came up about pulling more data. So we've been digging and mining more data. And so it will be coming at the February one. Just to get your excitement up, it is around our students in music. So students that are choosing to opt in for 4th and 5th grade band and 6th, 7th, and 8th. And also our opportunities for every student, TK5.
Are you going to Or maybe, yeah, maybe there's no way to know this, how many decide to continue when they move up to high school?
That's an interesting question. I'm sure that we would be able to work with the band director up there that used to be one of our teachers.
That's right. 'cause
Yes.
you have it in with her.
We do, but that would only represent VHS, but that
Yes.
at least could give us some numbers, so absolutely, we can pull that too.
That's true. A lot of performing arts students go to band too. That's right. So, but yeah,
But we appreciate the further questions. I know trustee Kendall had some questions too, we were able to incorporate, so.
great. Well, we look forward to hearing about that. Very much enjoyed. Good. Okay. Item 18, business finance, MOU between the California School Employees Association and its chapter 46 and the Burlingame School District implementation of Juneteenth holiday.
So Amanda's going to be doing this. But before Ms. Boniver presents that, this was the item that I was referencing that addresses the item board communication. So I apologize. It was not on consent. It's item number 18.1.
All right, good evening. As Superintendent Mount Benitez said, this is in response to the claim for holiday pay that CSEA filed against Burlingame School District. We were able to come to an agreement with our local chapter. The MOU allows for one additional vacation day for any CSEA member who was in paid status on June 19th, 2021, and currently works for our school district. Are there any questions?
Now,
All right, thank you.
this is an action item. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 18.1 memorandum of understanding between California School Employee Association and its chapter 46 and the Burlingame School District implementation of the Juneteenth holiday.
Question about seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Item 19, administration, board resignation announcement and application for interim appointment through December 2022.
Thank you. So trustees, as was already referenced by trustee Sarpongo and trustee Reed, they have both opted to resign as they are leaving the Burlingame area. And of course, you can't serve as a trustee if you don't reside in the school district. Their letters to both President Wong as well as to the county superintendent of schools, Nancy McGee, are attached. Also attached is the actual process. So we distilled the process into sort of a step-by-step timeline so that the community could easily understand all the different steps. We sort of consolidated into one document instead of just attaching all the board policies and legal requirements. And so what we're going to be asking the community to do is that anybody that's interested, I will put out an announcement this week and we will advertise in the newspaper, that anybody interested in filling the terms through appointment through December of this year will be asked to submit a very simple one-page attestation that they live in the district and that they are a registered voter and interested in serving. They will then be able to interact with trustees and myself, taking the information or asking questions. And then they will need to come to the February meeting where the trustees will ask anybody interested the same questions, hear their responses, and then the 3 trustees that will be remaining on the board will vote on the appointments to replace our departing trustees for the remainder of this calendar year. Both seats will actually be done, filled traditionally for the longer period of time in the November of 2022 elections and appointed in December. So that's the outline. There's more details in the timeline. With that said, other than just obviously accepting, I want to thank both trustees. The time that you've given, the amount of time that I know it takes to read through and be prepared and ask questions and make sure that you understand and bring understanding to the community is really valuable. I appreciate working with both of you. Obviously, very different perspectives that I think are really valuable for our community. And you have a lot of patience with me, with the community, making sure that people understood your perspective and the questions that you have. I want to thank you. It's one of the volunteer jobs. People don't understand that it's volunteer and diligent to read all of this stuff and understand it. It takes an awful lot of time, and it is frequently thankless. And I understand that. I wanted to at least thank you from my perspective. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, that's a great question. So trustee Reed's term would have ended in December. Even if she wasn't leaving early for moved outside of the district, and so she would have to run for that seat again, or it would have been a general election. So the appointment will cover her seat March through turning over for the appointment of the board in December, and it will be elected again in November, and that will be election. Yes, for your trustee several on this position, and in 2021, so the appointment by the board will be December. That seat will have to be elected again, since it's going to be around the general election, any interim term, will be elected in November. So 2 year seat and a 4 year seat. We do have other seats on the top of that time, so if you, so that would be another one of our elections. So that's what we have. So we actually have to research that. Number one is somebody specifically, or is it done by the number of received if it is actually like the election. So because we're at large independent election, US voters against the two-year or since most of our election will be together. So let's see how we their CRC 2 years rapid. So really people. So we have a little bit more detail for that, but I can ask a question this year. This is interesting. Correct. That was piece of paper. Another great question. So no. So it's term, so it's the amount of time on the service. So since you're all sitting in the order of your next position, since we rotate positions, what that will mean is that trustee Munn and trustee Kendall will knock over to, and then the new trustees will be sitting at the end of the table. And so I think the biggest piece of excitement about that is that trustee Kendall just finished her. She's going to skip 2 years ahead and circulate back into being president. I know, I'm sure I heard her talking of a champagne cork when she understood that. That's the way that'll be moved on. Yeah, sure. Good question. So I would encourage, my announcement will go out later this week, and I will really encourage President Wong encouraged PTA today. I will talk to any trustees if any community members are expressing interest, and I will start reaching out after tonight since the announcement is official to start meeting with anybody and answering any questions for those that are interested in the appointment.
The good news is, because of that, the community benefits, because they'll get to have potentially a president Munn and a second president Kendall.
So optimistic.
Yeah. I would encourage the community, if you're interested, please look at the attachments that are attached to this item in our agenda. It spells out the process that we're going to use in this phase, and also a nice little description of what the general board members' responsibilities are. So it's a good read and not that long and nicely bulleted, so it's very understandable.
If any members can reach out to any board
Yes,
member, like
we're
we're
all
like
available.
we're like a committee or this
Yes.
to go through applications, but reach out to any.
Yes.
So
And we joke, or we're joking about this being a rough couple years, but it is, like, if anyone is interested, like, it really is a rewarding role, and the benefits really outweigh.
So any more questions about this? It is an action item, so I think we have to approve this process that we're going to be doing.
actually, what you're doing is you're accepting the letters of
Oh, we're
recommendation.
accepting the letters of
From trustees reading. So
resignation, not
is that what I said?
Yeah.
Oof. Different process entirely.
I have other recommendations. It's not a recommendation.
Letters of resignation.
To
Thank you.
accept the board resignation announcement.
You have to make the motion.
Who's making it?
I'll make the motion to accept 19.1 board resignation announcement and application for interim appointment through December 2022.
All right.
All those in favor? Aye.
Do we vote? Do we not recuse ourselves?
You are technically on.
They're still on the board.
You're on the board.
I will accept it.
Any opposed?
Don't do it.
I know. Like, oh.
Having read through the process, are there any questions about the process of making appointments?
No.
Great. So you also have that as reference if somebody has questions, and of course, just always call myself if you're
Thank you for putting it all together. It makes it very easy.
glad it worked out.
Okay. Item 20, public statements related to non-agenda topics. Any? No present on. All right. Okay, item 21, board requested items. A couple things that are scheduled for the spring. Anything else you would like to consider adding to this list?
Can I add some? I mean,
No.
I'm not gonna add.
No, no, it's yours. We can take them off after.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, if there
We're
are.
gonna have stuff at the next board meeting.
Yeah.
Not
I have a
that.
wrong one. All right, if there's no suggestion for that,
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, trustees.
Thank you.
Goes everywhere.